Welcome back, everybody. With the holiday season in full swing, the last thing you may be focused on is the new year. However, research shows that now is actually the best time to make your New Year's resolutions. Experts say reflecting in December makes for more durable habits than waiting for January to get here.
So here to dig into why and maybe offer some other helpful tips for people out there is Aimee Dyess, a health coach at Teladoc Health. Aimee, welcome to the show and thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
I want to start by having you explain the science behind this shift. Why does getting started early maybe help us keep our resolutions?
Yeah, the end of the year is really a natural pause point. It's a time to look back and see what worked and what didn't work. That reflection really is going to help us take stock and set realistic, informed goals for the year ahead. And it's providing us perspective. Even those small daily actions you've done towards your health count as progress. And that's going to help us focus on sustainable lifestyle changes rather than just those quick fixes that often occur at the beginning of the year.
Okay, people may be thinking between holiday shopping and celebrations, I am so busy. How am I going to take time to sit down and be reflective? So, do you have any advice for people to try and carve out some of that time to do this?
Yeah, great question. So even just getting a journal and a small amount of journaling per day, even 1 to 2 minutes, writing down something that you reflected back on and recognized worked, write those things down. It's really giving you clarity on the why, and helps you to align those goals and your values and motivations for the upcoming year. I think it's also important when you're kind of reflecting back and thinking forward that we're also setting up SMART goals. SMART goals are going to be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. And we found that those types of goals are the ones that people are more likely to actually succeed in achieving.
Now, we all have the best intentions when we set a resolution starting out, but what have you seen that trips people up and how can they better prepare themselves to avoid that from happening?
I think the first thing is setting small goals, that it's not about perfection, progress. Those small wins really do add up over time. Also, making sure that we're combating that all or nothing thinking, that those small wins matter just as much as those big ones. And maybe even writing down or sharing your wins with your family and friends makes you more likely to continue them as well.
So looking ahead to January, February, into the new year, we know that's when it starts to get tough to stick to maybe even those small resolutions. So any tips for how to stick it out when it starts to feel like a pain point?
Yeah. Focus on progress, as I mentioned before. Progress, not perfection. Small, gradual changes are going to be more sustainable. And reframing our health goals is something you get to do versus having to do. And then remember that every positive change is really a win, and momentum only builds over time.
Progress, not perfection. I think that's a great thing to remember. Aimee, is there anything that you would want to share that we have in this little time we have left with you about maybe keeping some of those more health-related goals?
You know, starting with just 1 or 2 small changes instead of overhauling everything at once is also going to be really important. So that's where I would start. 1 or 2 small steps and build from there over time.
Such great reminders, and a good reminder for me personally. I may need to sit down today and take some time to get on it now, not wait till January 1. But Aimee, thank you so much for joining us and for getting us prepared to head into the new year a little healthier and a little nicer to ourselves, I think.
Thank you so much for having me.